Welcome back to the Crypto is Key conversation. This video should be quite brief. I just got a couple different things I want to take a look at. We're going to start with Johnny Deaton here. It says, Monday next week, 10/24, the public will get to read limited redacted versions of the oppositions only. Unfortunately, the public will not be able to read the 56.1 statements, counter statements, exhibits, deposition, testimony, etc. until late December or January. So if we come in here and look at Crypto Law's post here, it says an update defendants, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson have tonight filed under seal a memorandum of law in response to the SEC's motion for summary judgment filed on 9/13/22 and a counter statement to the SEC's Rule 56.1 statement filed 9/14/22. It says, since these documents were filed under seal like the SEC's filing they are replying to, they are not public and not accessible at this time. So that's just an update. Obviously, Johnny Deaton and Crypto Law US are kind of updating the community as like James K. Fallon did with this stuff. Obviously, Johnny Deaton always did it anyways, but that's kind of the update we have in that regard. Moving over here from Watcher Grew, it says, just in, Ripple signs second wave of creators bringing entertainment and media NFT projects to the XRP ledger, which is huge, man. You know, just more adoption, more growth. Coming over here to Cointelegraph, it says Ripple's 250 million fund backs Web3 projects focused on entertainment and media. A Ripple executive said the company believes that the tokenization can transform the creator economy and create new business models. So coming out here, there's a quote. It says, the wave is focused on entertainment and media, specifically music. We want to provide support to indie creators with the technical, financial, and co-marketing support necessary to engage with their communities through NFTs. Ripple's investing $250 million in creators within the Web3 industry because it believes the tokenization future can transform the creator economy, creating new business models and deepen creators' relationships with their communities. This is huge, man. Obviously, we were talking about the what's it called, the EVM compatibility, putting what we're talking smart contracts with the new testnet within the XRPL. There's a lot of different moving parts going on. This is absolutely huge. Ripple, despite what's going on with the SEC, is continuing to pave the way, continuing to chug along and grow their business and grow, what's going on with the XRPL, the use case of XRP and so on. This is huge. So this from WheezyX, he put this up yesterday, and we talked about this interview with Tony Edward from Thinking Crypto and JW Verritt, an ex-SEC employee here. It says a blockchain law professor. He was talking about how they're having these, in a sense, secret communications on WhatsApp and Signal app, like these social media platforms where their communication isn't being logged, like if they were to use a government agency email, if you will, and how they're saying it's illegal. So before I play the video from WheezyX, we're just going to touch on what Johnny Deaton said again. He says, if the SEC ethics office doesn't put a stop to this, if it's true, then they are complicit. Why wouldn't you email about government work? It's despicable if true. And if Gary Gensler, an SEC enforcement director, allow this practice, if true, then they are traitors to their oath. He continues, if this is a reaction to Judge Torres ordering the Hinman emails to be produced, then it means two things. One, the emails are likely damaging to the SEC's case or image, or both. Or two, they truly don't know who they work for, the American people. And he concludes with this one. It says, finally, it would be an immature and stupid reaction to Judge Torres' ruling. Judge Netburns ruled 90% in the SEC's favor. Everything except the Hinman speech emails were declared privileged. Even the June 13, 2018 XRP Howie memo was ruled privileged. These people are babies. So come over here to WheezyX's post here. It says, unethical behavior seems to be habitual for Gary Gensler as it stems back to the CFTC days. So this is his CFTC day. So let's take a listen into this video.
Though I used my official email account far more than my personal to get the job done, I did routinely engage with CFTC staff and others through my personal email, particularly outside of normal business hours. Having come to this job after years of not working in a traditional office setting and primarily being a single stay-at-home dad, frankly, I was not attuned to the ways of accessing work email at home. And at the CFTC, we did not have a robust training program, and I personally didn't receive training on either remote access or federal records. As head of the agency, I take full responsibility with regard to records management, training, and promoting transparency at the CFTC.
So coming up here, WheezyX says, excuses used in this clip. Didn't know how to access work email from home. 2, only used it very few times. 3, CFTC didn't have robust training. 4, I had no training. So it just goes kind of hand in hand, and in regards of this whole debacle that JW Verritt was talking about, these secret logs and secret communications that can't be tracked. just shady, more illegal and complicit and shady behavior that's been happening. We're talking about conflicts of interest. Like, why are you taking this approach? Like the everyday people, like, investors like me, yeah, we can utilize that, to not have our communications be tracked or whatever. But for our government officials that are supposed to be there for the public, they're utilizing these social platforms for that. That's wrong. And it's, as he says, it's illegal. So we'll see what kind of comes out of it. Moving on here, this is from Library. It says, the judge on the SEC versus Library case works part-time and can take as long as he wants. An elderly part-time employee that doesn't understand blockchain will be determining the future of it for all of America. That's just how it works, and there's not much we can do about it. There's some comments down here that was interesting. Mr. Intuitive Trummers Only says, prepare for trial always. And then coming down here, Tim says, shouldn't be talking all this on Twitter until the verdict is in. Not a good look, although many support you guys. Saying less sometimes helps in the end. So, obviously, I think it's Jeremy Kaufman and the Library team. Obviously, they have some frustration in what's going on within their litigation, and just the uncertainty if this thing is really going to trial or not. We're still waiting for a verdict. So, I mean, I can understand the frustration, and obviously, freedom of expression on Twitter. Who knows how it would affect, Library within litigation. But obviously, they've been coming out saying a lot of different things in regards of, calling out, our government officials and their tactics and their actions in regards of, how they're handling the digital asset and crypto space. Coming over here is this from Cointelegraph. It says, a food company secured trademarks to enter metaverse. So on this channel, we talked a lot about metaverse. And obviously, NFTs, metaverse plays have been huge over the past previous, bull cycle. And businesses like, McDonald's, Nike, Under Armour, Walmart, all these companies are starting to see, or not starting to see, they have been, trickling in and getting in, realizing, the future for this. We got crypto gaming, metaverse plays, NFTs have been huge, especially when it comes to just the population in general within the crypto space. So seeing more adoption and growth in this sector is huge. It says major food brands seem to be indicating that they plan to launch virtual food, drink, and restaurant services in the future. So this isn't anything new that we've seen. McDonald's talked about this for some time, but this is huge. In-N-Out Burgers has filed a new trademark application claiming plans for NFTs, NFT-backed media, virtual foods, drinks, retail stores, and virtual goods, and so on. I mean, which can be absolutely huge. Here's kind of how I'm thinking about it. So say, In-N-Out has a store within, the metaverse, or whatever particular metaverse, whether we say sandbox or whatever, and say, you can go to In-N-Out, right, and utilize whatever, say you have a certain NFT, a burger NFT or whatever. What if you can earn or, purchase these things, in the metaverse, but then they can translate into the real world as well, to where you can have some sort of certificate or coupon that you take to a real location, whether you, participated in some sort of adventure or a task within the metaverse, and you can correlate or translate that into the real world and bring it into like an In-N-Out and receive a burger or a meal. I think that would be cool. And I think that's something that can be done, and that is kind of being thought through. And it's not just just a metaverse play, but they're talking about in a sense crossing these realities of metaverse versus reality, real world human interaction. I'm interested to see where this space goes. Obviously, there's a huge enlarged demand and a huge community behind crypto gaming, metaverse, and NFT. So that's just going to bring more eyes, more attention, and more people within the space, which is huge. It's just one sector within the crypto space. I guess you could say multiple sectors. Going to end on this one here. It says, fun fact, less than 5% of the global population is invested in crypto. So I don't know where Walter Guru got this statistic from, but we've been hearing this over the past few years. There's only, when you really think about the general population that's like on, we say put them in our hands, right? A very small portion of people in the entire world, first of all, really know of crypto and digital assets to the degree that we do, but let alone actually invested into the space. And not just investing now. I'm not talking about dibble and dabble. I'm talking about like truly being invested in seeing where this thing's going, seeing the writing on the wall, seeing that this is the future and holding for the long term. But to hear this statistic, less than 5% of the population is actually investing in crypto. I mean, we are super early. And it may not seem like it. You know, I was a part of the 2017, 2018 bull run, so I've been in for some time, but there's been bull runs prior to that where people were here since like 2015, 2013. So it's like, I feel like I'm late, but when you look at this, like we're so early. This is crazy. If we come over here, we're still sitting under $1 trillion market cap, sitting at 965 billion. Bitcoin sitting at 19,311. I mean, this was numbers back in January 2019, or excuse me, 2018. These are the numbers back then. I mean, we hit what, just under 70,000, just this previous one. Ethereum sitting at 1,300. XRP sitting at 46 cents. I mean, this is almost close. I mean, it's off, you know, about half, but this is pretty much where like my DCA is in regards of my investments in XRP in general. But it's like, the opportunity is here. And, you know, if you have the means to do so and to accumulate and to invest, we are so early. Why not do it when you see the writing on the wall for this space? It's absolutely crazy. Obviously not financial advice. That's what I talk about on this channel. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Let me go ahead and edit this on here. I had the wrong thing up. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Make sure you come to the Crypto is Key Conversation YouTube channel. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Crypto is Key 1. I really appreciate your support. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.